And I'm going to do the same thing I do pretty much every time I open up the floor and say, why don't we start by introducing yourself to my audience?
So my name's Walker. Founded Tex Tech Designs. That's kind of where I got started, I guess, on X. Kind of started reaching out, meeting people, just doing 3D design and modeling, and then printing a different firearm products. Kind of started as just like stuff I would want for my rifles that either the options out there were too expensive or weren't quite what I wanted. It's like, hey, I could design something similar to that or something a little better than that I might like, and probably make it for a lot cheaper than it's out there for too. And so that's kind of how it started. And then with some encouragement from some buddies and my wife, kind of turned it into a business and kind of got going from there.
Which is very cool. That's one thing I've noticed about this show. Kind of started out as a hobby for me, and it really still is. It's not a business. I do this for fun. Would I have a problem with monetizing it and actually making it into a business? Not in the slightest. But it's a hard market to break into. So I mostly, like I said, I mostly just like I said, I do it for fun. I do it to enrich my own life, and we're gradually building a community out of this thing, which is it's fun. I've been networking and interviewing and having people on, and it's definitely, I've been kind of a fan of like 2A stuff myself for forever, and it just seems to be kind of more of the community I've been getting more and more involved with recently. So when I don't even remember exactly how I decided to be like, hey, I'm going to throw a shot at this guy and be like, hey, you want to come on my show and talk to me? But I remember you had posted something that she was like, hey, here's a new X, Y, or Z. And I was just kind of like, hey, cool. You want to teach me how to print stuff? Because I do actually, you can kind of see in the background there, I've got a couple printers there, and just recently really started messing with them on any kind of, I just recently started having time to say, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get those printers set up and start messing around with them. And, but that was only like I said, it was really only kind of a half serious, like, yeah, hey, maybe this guy could tell me what I'm doing wrong. Obviously, and I may tell you a few things, but I'm making progress. I'm getting there. There seems to be a learning curve, which is really more kind of in the terms of the picking your brain thing. I don't want to sit here and be like, hey, okay, I can't get this stupid thing to level, but because I don't think anybody's going to want to hear me. They'd be like, here, this is the equivalent of listening to some guy in tech support going, no, I promise I turned it off and started it again. So, but like I said, so it was half tongue in cheek, but I only do that to people I actually would think I would be interested in talking to. And the fact that you did start your business doing the rifle accessories and stuff, and and you got the dog logo, which I think is cool. So I was like, okay, this is somebody who I feel like this could hit, this could work. So that's kind of what led into this, just in case anybody's wondering how Aaron decided to harass this poor guy into talking to me. That's kind of where it played out, because and I'm not at the point of being able to make a lot of accessories or stuff yet, but I do find 3D printing fun. Thus far, haven't accomplished much in terms of getting stuff printed. I'm doing little parts and things, like I got some model parts for actually a model gun that I'm gradually printing parts for.
There you go. Yeah, it's easier to definitely start small and kind of work your way up.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I printed, I remember when I got my first printer, was the little like flexi octopus. It was so popular forever. I found the model and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I printed one, it worked. I think I printed one for all of my, I was like a freshman in high school at the time when I got my first printer. And so, I printed one for all my friends and everything, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And just kind of moved up from there, started tinkering with different things, swapping different things out. I started with an Ender 3 and then kind of upgraded that as much as I could, moved up to a different bed slinger, and then if, people have been following me for a little bit, about 3 months ago, that bed slinger, after 6 years, finally gave out, and I got a Bamboo X1C. So
very cool. The further back one there, next to the bullhorn, is it's a Ender 3 V2, which is also the one that's actually giving me all the grief right now. Which is
they are a great printer to learn on.
Yeah, that's ironically enough. The way I came into possession of that thing was actually kind of funny. My son has a knack for acquiring things. I don't know how to. I mean, that makes it sound so skeevy. I don't mean to make it sound, but like he will go on like Facebook Marketplace and he'll be like, "Oh, here, this guy has this that I want to go buy," and then he'll go be talking to him and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I've got all these 3D printers I want to get rid of." Yeah. Or whatever. And so he had, I think, I want to say it was 2 or 3 very up modified Enders that he got from this guy. And, modified hot ends, the 300 degree hot ends. He was definitely printing, assorted accessories and things like that. And I'm pretty sure with the current setup on there, I could do carbon filament if I wanted to.
As long as you got all metal and a hardened steel nozzle, sounds like temperature should be good to go.
Yeah, I think so. I do. Right now, I only have brass nozzles, but I do have some. Actually, that's not true. I have 3 hardened steel nozzles right now, and the rest are all brass. But that's because brass ones are cheap. And, I figured I'm not going to go out and immediately jump into doing really high-end stuff until I know what I'm doing. But, yeah, so I got that because my kid decided he had used them and said, okay, yeah, I've made the things I want to make, and I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to flip these real quick. And then he said to me, well, hey, I know you always wanted to get into 3D printing. You want one of these? And I was like, sure. And so I got that from him, and I was messing around with it, and I was having a lot of problems where I was just getting like haystacks constantly and all these other issues. And I was like, well, this isn't doing that. It's not doing this. And I didn't know if it was slicer settings or anything else. And I just playing around with things. And I was like, well, this is really old firmware. I should update the firmware. So I flashed that and lost all the advanced settings that are in there because I just flashed it to the wrong version of Marlin. So it was like, okay, apparently now I got to figure out how to redo this so I can have it set up to all the proper heat temps and everything. Because all of a sudden it was just back to PLA and I can't even, ABS was the other. I can't even remember what the default ones are on it because I've already changed it back again. But it was flashback to factory, and I'm like, that's not what I wanted to do. And I'm having adhesion issues with that one. But the other one I also got from my son. He went to go buy a shed from a lady that was listed on Facebook Marketplace. And he got there, and the shed was in the lady's basement, which was kind of weird, But it was a really nice shed, and she only wanted like $300 for it or something like that. And so he's like, yeah. And she says, well, you got to come disassemble it and get it out of the house. So he went over to go check it out and noticed all these 3D printers that were there. And after asking her a couple of questions and talking to her, she says, oh, well, her ex-husband and her had an online business making things for 3D printers. And that's why the shed was in the basement, is it was their spray house. So they could paint things and stuff. So he wound up buying the shed and then buying all the printers and stuff too. So because like I said, he just has a way of acquiring things. It's a gift. And so he brought like 16 printers to my house. And he's like, yeah, here, we got to put these out in the garage and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you going to do? He says, well, I'm going to sell most of them. You want one? Give me $25. I'm like, okay, I guess. And a ton of spare parts and stuff too. And it's nothing fancy, but it does the. I've had better luck with that one so far than I've had with the Ender, just because I'm not having the adhesion issues. And I've tried the same filament on both printers, so it's got to be something like I'm not getting a good squish layer on the first on the Ender. So, and the Ender's got the CR touch on it, or BL touch, I forget which one. Yeah. I think it's a BL touch, where it's auto leveling and everything else. And I still can't get it to quite set right. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and try and hit you up for all the tech support advice. I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of like my background on things, and so I'm and I've started playing with CAD software and Tinkercad and the various resources that are out there to get back into these things, because like back in the 90s when I was a young fella, can't say a man, when I was a teenager, I played with AutoCAD software and stuff like that, and and I thought it was pretty nifty, but I didn't wind up going that route in terms of like schooling or anything. So I'm actually a chef by trade. So, complete divergence from like, hey, I like playing with design software and developing things and creating stuff, to I want to be a chef. But so like I said, this stuff for me is all hobbies and entertainment, and I'm trying to remember, like, reteach myself how to do things now. So it's that was one of those reasons where I was like, wow, he said he wants to talk to me. This is cool. I can pick his brain for information and find things out. I can learn something. But like I said, honestly, more wanted to talk about, how'd you get into the business? What are the things you like doing with this stuff? What about it is, not that I'm trying to put you on the spot or anything either. I mean, like I said, I have every intention of this just being a casual, casual conversation. But, there are things that I think people would kind of find interesting, anything. Okay. And this is one of those ones, how did you come up with the name? This is just something where I was just kind of like, okay, this might be fun for people to know.
So for people that don't know, the dog that is the logo, that is my dog.
Yep.
In real life, his name is Tex. Because we're in Fort Worth, Texas. His name is Tex, and so naturally I got a picture of him one day and was just kind of messing around, photoshopped a night vision helmet on him. Just thought it would look cool, and then ended up thinking that'd make a pretty cool logo. And Tex Tac Designs was kind of one of the ideas that we had come up with, and thought that might be the best one. So Tex Tactical Designs is the full name, but we can kind of shorten it down a little bit as needed. But that's where the kind of the name and the logo came from. So it's because we're in Texas, but it's also because our logo is the dog Tex. So,
and I might in a couple minutes here, I might run and grab him, let him come say hi.
Oh, for sure. Although that's weird. Weird glitch in the settings. I think everything's all right. Just because I could hear you this whole time, so I'm assuming that means it actually picked up the audio.
Okay.
But I looked at the mixer and I was seeing levels going, but it was still listed as muted. So that's the other standard for Aaron doing a podcast episode, is there's always some sort of technical glitch. So I'll apologize for that. But either way, so that's cool. That's. I mean, I kind of already knew that just because I've been following you on X for a while, but that's a good referral for the peoples to know.
It's a common question we get, because like a lot of people, and obviously, it makes sense to assume, well, it's, Tex Tac Designs because you're in Texas. And it's like, that's part of it, and that's part of the reason we named him Tex, but mostly it's because of the dog, but
And like I said, I think the logo is great. That's just the kind of thing that tickles me. So I'm like,
we get a lot of compliments on the logo. It was actually I photoshopped the picture, and then on an old laptop that has a touchscreen and a stylus, I actually went into, I don't even know the program it is, but put the photo in there and actually trace it by hand. So the drawing kind of animated look of it was, I did all that by hand just over a photo that cool. I got of them. So I was proud of the logo. I thought it came out nicely, and we get a lot of compliments on it, so that's always good to hear.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like it. I mean, not for what that's worth. I think it's a good logo, but so that's cool. That's okay. That's the first of the semi-professional questions I have. We already kind of covered how you got into this. Just let's see. Now, something else I wanted to ask you about, because this is my curiosity. Is with the AGA group on X. And if you don't want to, delve too deeply into that, but because I joined it a few days ago, thought maybe you wanted to give that a little attention or whatever.
So kind of a group of guys that we all kind of started our businesses around the same time. Each kind of doing something a little different in the kind of 2A space, and we thought it'd be a good idea to, put it into like an actual, like an official group where, hey, kind of a one-stop shop. If you need something, we either one of these guys has it or we know someone that can get it. So kind of it started actually. B1 Tactical was the guy that had the original idea, I think, and he kind of wanted it to be like an online, Mall of America, but by America meaning, hey, the Second Amendment and everything that goes along with that, accessories for it, items for that. Kind of really anything you'd need. We're kind of hoping and building to hey, you can come to us and we can get you taken care of. And so we started the kind of the community, kind of help each other grow, but then also get like talking with, people that follow us, people that have ideas, hey, I'd love to see this, or hey, could someone try to do something like this? And, seeing ideas that people would want. Because kind of like my thing is like, where I come up with product ideas is like, hey, what's something I would want? Or like, hey, this would be cool to have. I'm going to make that. And, I'm a hope that other people want that too. And it's worked out well so far, but at some point you also want to hear what do other people want to have? Maybe it's something I'm not thinking of, or something that I specifically don't have a need for, but hey, someone else could have a need for, and we can make that happen.
Yep, and I do appreciate that for, being the case, particularly because, like, since I live in Illinois, I'm trapped in the commie hellhole. So
Yeah.
so it's a lot of times things that you guys are the different stuff I see from some of the different people in the group and different things, I can't have it, so I just get to look at it with a little bit of envy, just like, oh
Yeah.
I want that, and because it's funny because like look at him, he's such a handsome
This is
boy.
Tex.
Hi, Tex.
There's a lot of him on our social medias, but that's him. He's a Jack Russell cattle dog mix.
There's an
mostly
interesting blend.
I know he's mostly cattle dog, but he's, I don't know, 14, 15 inches tall off the ground. He's about 30 pounds, fully grown.
Okay, so he's got some some of the Russell in there then.
Yeah,
I've got
Russell mostly in size. He's basically all cattle dog. The
all
rest
cattle
of the
dog
way,
and attitude.
So. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
I don't know where she is. I've got a cattle dog. We're not sure what mix.
Yeah.
My wife's she's definitely mostly cattle dog, but my wife
Mm-hmm.
thinks there's some shepherd in there, and because she's tall, she's very tall.
Yeah.
And she's about 68, 70 pounds, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
But yes, she's a good girl though. She's just very tightly wound.
Oh yeah. No, he is very energetic. He likes playing a lot. He is go 100%, and then as soon as he's ready to, it's either 0% or 100%. There's no in between.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's how our dog Dolly is too. She's like, I'm not sure what she thinks she's going to accomplish, but one of her favorite things to do is to try and chase salt trucks. Which they're these down in Texas, y'all ain't got them, but they're these massive dump trucks. Basically, they're 5-ton friggin' pickup trucks. Basically, they're huge, just huge trucks, and the barn for the village barn for where I live is literally right down at the end of my street, and so when they're going out to plow the streets and salt the roads and all the fun stuff that happens here every year. She wants nothing more in the world than to bark and chase them. And at the moment, we don't have a fence. So if I'm taking her outside, I got to make sure she's on a leash, because if she decides to go chasing one of those trucks, the thing weighs 10,000 pounds. She doesn't have a prayer. But she doesn't let that stop her either.
Hey, she's gonna conquer the world.
Oh yeah, I mean, if she could just figure out how to get the door open, she'd be set. And,
I know.
But birds, squirrels.
Just be glad she doesn't have thumbs.
Yeah, pretty much. Although I'm really starting to. We also have a cat. I'm really starting to think he's trying to let her out at night, because I keep coming in and the door out to the garage is open, and I'm like, I know I closed that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. The cat's plotting for sure.
Oh yeah, no, he's a devious little shit, but but she's a good girl, and
yeah.
But except for instead, the coloration is very different. Our two, she's all black and brindle, so so yeah. But still, cattle dogs are awesome. I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry, just heard my wife outside the door talking to the dog. Apparently, the dog is laying right outside the door to the office.
There you go.
Which is weird because the door's not closed. So she's just laying in the hallway listening to me talk. Which I guess kind of tracks. Oh, look at that good boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So anyway, on to my other questions. Now we did mention earlier, and just on the off chance that the computer is screwing up and glitching, we'll reiterate. You're primarily making, rifle accessories at this point.
Yeah, we've got a couple pistol accessories, but it's mostly rifle accessories. Just because I think there's only so much you can kind of make for a pistol, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. There's not a lot you can do to
especially 3D printed. Like obviously, you could print, sights, you could print optic mounts, but it's like if I personally don't want to use a polymer optic mount, I wouldn't expect someone else to, and so, but hey, I'll use a dry fire mag every single day when I'm dry firing. I'll even use a magwell. I'm working on something for that, but if it's not something, hey, I would personally be fine using it every day. I'm not gonna
really want to go into production on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it out for other people, and so and that's the thing too is I try everything I design and that we sell, I use myself. So the mag chassis or the holster chassis that we use, I carry that every day. I have been for the past 6 months. When I first designed it, the mag carrier that comes with it, same thing. I carry that every day. I use my dry fire mags every day. I have, one of our hand brakes, one of our mag wells on my rifle. So it's like the products I use, I'm not just, hey, designing something, put it out there. I'm going to use something different. It's like if I design something and have it on the website for sale, I'm using it myself, and I'm using it every single time I use my gun.
Which is, that's an important a metric as far as I'm concerned, is because I've seen some other sites out there where I'm like, that doesn't look like it makes any sense to me. I guarantee this guy's just making it to make it, and I'm not super thrilled with that. Now, actually, now that you mentioned it, I was going to actually ask you about this too with the dry fire mags that you make. How's that work? Because I am curious, because right now my dry fire training just consists of taking the mag out, pointing at the wall, draw, put back, draw, put back. It's
I got one right here. It is just a orange polymer mag. It's PCTG is the material, so it's not quite nylon, but it's got a relatively high strength. Fluorescent orange. You're not going to mix it up with a regular magazine, but it seats in. It's got a decent weight to it. It's not going to feel like a full mag, but it you use that. So hey, if you can practice reloads, you can practice clearing malfunctions. You're not ever going to have to worry about, did I unload this mag? Did I not? Unloading whatever mag you're using. Like I leave all my magazines I have loaded, and so if I can use these, I don't have to worry about unloading them. And then also what I designed these for, specifically the Glock ones, is let's see if I can get this off. So you can put, like, this is one of our base plates we make. You can put any Glock base plate on it. So if you want to try, like this is another one with just a regular Glock base plate on it. You can put an extension on it. You can put one of our base plates, a different base plate on it, so you can actually get the feel of hey, you're reloading, throw one of your extensions on it. You can feel what it actually feels like to grab your extension that you're going to be using.
That's very cool.
On the actual dry fire mag, and then when you're done, you can just pop it right off. But
that's so cool.
So that's something that I guess that makes ours a little bit different. It doesn't reset the trigger. It doesn't lock the slide back. It slides in. It locks into the mag catch and slides out. but you can put whatever extension or base plate you want on it, so you can actually get that feel when you're training. So like I do that with mine. I carry a flush base plate in the gun and then a +3 extension on my extra mag. So whenever I dry fire practice, I've got a flush in the gun and a +3 extension on my dry fire mag, and that's what I'm practicing my reloads with.
That's cool. That's a neat little feature of it. And I'll probably, once I get my situation straightened out, I'll probably be ordering a couple of the Glock base plates from you because
Cool.
that's I said this actually to somebody the last night, and I said, yeah, because I was kind of griping about something. Somebody made a post about like it was weaponize. Was like, yeah, well, we're all military ready. And I'm like, oh, I'm not yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like, yeah, once I get my financial situation straightened out where I have income again, I'm going to start hitting up all the small independents that are kind of in that same community because I want to support people I think are doing things I approve of. And, that's buying locally made stuff, or at least, domestically made stuff. Local's kind of a stretch when, when I'm talking about people in Texas and New Mexico and Utah and all these different places with people I've been talking to about things, North Carolina. I'm gonna buy. No, I mean got to buy a couple pistols from Harvey's.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. That's one thing we try and do, and like with the AGA is, it's not just a group of small businesses that want to support the Second Amendment. It's a group of small businesses that are focused on being and keeping everything American made. Like I had a conversation with the guys about a month ago. I made a post about some antennas for a Baofeng.
Mm-hmm.
I could get a really good deal on them. They'd be coming from overseas, but it'd be bringing it to the market at half the price that you could get them for on Amazon or something. It'd be a great deal. It'd be a cool thing to offer to people, but ultimately I ended up trashing that because it's not an American made product. And one of the foundations for the AGA and for our business was to, everything to be American made, and that kind of goes against it. So we weren't gonna get into that.
And and it's kind of good to have principles. Now, unfortunately, with the Baofangs, I mean, there's not a lot of domestically made accessories for them, as from what I can tell, because that's I got a couple of them here.
Yeah.
And but like that's one of the things I was actually looking at as I'm. Not that I have any problems with the standard stuff, but one of the things I'm looking at printing is a different bracket form. Mm-hmm. I just haven't got it tweaked quite the way I want yet, but like a pivoting one so you can put it like crossbody mount and stuff like that if you need to.
Yeah. We're working on a couple Baofeng accessories, and I'm actually doing quite a bit of research on, antenna manufacturing and what goes into that to see, hey, at some point could it be we can sell antennas and have them make them in-house, but that is in the early stages of research for now. I
mean, they're actually not that complicated, really.
They really aren't.
And it's
which shocked me.
Yeah, I only again, this kind of goes back to, like I said, I mean, I'm a chef for a living. I just have a lot of really diverse interests that have nothing to do with what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And it's a case of, when I was younger, back when I had a buddy who had a dad who had a ham radio, and so I learned a lot of stuff about it back then.
To grab him a treat, he just wanted to get down.
Yeah, I get it. That's all right.
There you go, bud. This one you'll just get into trouble because I'm actually where my computer and everything is. I'm actually in our garage. And obviously there's plenty of stuff out here he could get into. And so, I keep him on a leash kind of close to me, but he gets a little stir crazy if he's not doing something. So we got a little treat for him. He just gets to chew on for a little bit.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And, I mean, they got to do what they got to do. Like I said, I consider myself pretty fortunate that I have this space that I have to work in. Yeah. Used to be, first it was the guest bedroom, and then first it was my son's bedroom. Then it became the guest bedroom when he moved out. Mm-hmm. And then a little while back here, my wife was just like, you can convert that to your office now. We can get rid of the bed. And I was like, thank you. As my stuff expanded.
Mhm.
Eventually, it was just kind of like, look, babe, I need somewhere to put all this crap. We don't need a guest room. When's the last time we had a guest? And she's like, well, what if Alex wants to spend the night? I'm like, well, he's a grown man, but he still fits on the couch. Last I checked.
Oh yeah, couches are plenty comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, our couch sleeps too, so I'm not real. It's we got a sectional. It's just the L shape. So you can put one on this wall, one on that wall.
There you go.
Son, daughter-in-law. There you go. So you guys can sleep there. Or we've got 2 or 3 queen-size air mattresses too. I mean,
Right, nothing's wrong with an air mattress.
I don't even know how that happened. Like I know I remember buying one. For the love of God, I couldn't tell you where the other 2 came from. But they're in our storeroom in boxes, and I'm like looking at them, going, did we buy these, or are they?
That happened with us. We were moving in here after we got married, and it was like I'm unpacking a box, and there's 4 air mattresses in it. I'm like, I've never once purchased an air mattress. Where did these come from?
Yeah, that's odd. I mean,
they're there.
Like I said, I remember buying the one because we bought it specifically because we had some friends that were coming in from out of town.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, we need to have accommodations for them. We don't, and that was, like I said, at the time we didn't have a guest room. We just had us and the boy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, we've got plenty of room in the living room. If we move the coffee table, we'll just get an air mattress, and and then, ironically enough, they wound up having to cancel at the last minute. Something came up.
Yeah.
and so I'm like, okay, we got this air mattress, and let me go put it in the storeroom. And so I go down and I go to put it in there, and I'm like, honey, why do we have 2 air mattresses on the shelf in here? This is why did we buy another one? We don't have an air mattress. No, I'm looking at the air mattresses. Yes, we do. And neither one of us knows where the hell they came from. They're just there. I don't know. I can't question it without sounding slightly insane. So I'm just going to assume we bought them at some point and don't remember it.
They just tend to show up. That's how those air mattresses work.
It's big air mattresses infiltrating our houses.
Yeah, you just got to accept it.
Yeah, just go with it. They're harmless. Really, really nice mixer now that was gifted to me by a fellow podcaster, a friend of the show, that upgraded his setup, and it was kind of funny because he made a couple posts on X like I switching over to this one, and I was like, and I sent him a message. I'm like, well, if you want to sell your old one, I'll give you a fair price for it. And he's just like, we already it's off to a good home. And I was like, oh well, that's bummer. And then like 3 days later, it showed up at my house with a note in the box. It was just like, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep up the great work. Blah blah blah. I was like, aw, I have the best friends that I haven't met yet. So
it's cool the people you meet online. I've made quite a few friends. It's like I've met some of them in person, taking some courses and stuff, or just, hey, they're local. But it's cool the people you get to know and you get to meet online, like kind of doing this. That's been probably one of my favorite things, is just the connections and stuff you make. And it's like, hey, I've never met you in real life, but like, I feel like I know you. I feel like,
that's my homie.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like, hey, I could show up, hey, I'm visiting wherever you are, dude. I'd love to meet up, get to know you.
Yeah. I actually just met one of my online friends a couple of weeks ago. Cause he's down in Texas right now. But he's from Kentucky. He's down in Texas for work and his job. And they sent him up to a place here in Illinois, and he was like, hey, is this by where you live? Because I know there's a lot more to Illinois than just like 3 towns. And I'm like, and he told me where he was going. I'm like, yeah, ironically, you'll be driving right past my exit on the highway to get there from where you're at. Yeah, like, you want to meet up? Let's go grab a bite. Let's go hang out for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And so we did, and it was a good time. We had fun. And then he told me where he was going, and I'm like, you want to borrow a gun? I know that town. But he was actually in the good part of that town, so it wasn't a problem.
Good.
But yeah, like you said, very cool. I mean, people I've met online, but I do think it's very cool. Like some of the people I've met online.
Yeah.
Actually, like I said, recently I've been doing more with the podcast or with the 2A space through the podcast. But just like the people I met through podcasting too, like I said, I've met some really cool people from all over the country, technically all over the world at this point, because I've got people I talk to that are in different Eastern Bloc European countries, and not like there's a couple guys in Bulgaria that I talk to. There's a couple guys in Poland that I love Polish people right now. They just the most twisted sense of humor. It's like I totally understand why these some people call them little European Texas. I'm like, I get it. It fits. I'm like, but yeah, the just global community, the things people find they have in common it's a pretty cool thing. Like I said, finding kindred spirits, people that like the same things. I actually been going back and forth with the guy on X who goes Silly Goose.
Yeah, I know him. I've been talking with him a little bit.
He was helping me out with some 3D printer stuff actually. Just yesterday, because he did a post about his a challenge coin he made.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's pretty cool. I kind of wanted to get some challenge coins for the show, but I don't have the capital to do it right now to like order them. And he was like, well, what you thinking? Maybe I can print you some. And I was like, well, dude, I got my own printers. I don't have, I'm not very good at this yet.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth, and he actually made me up a. Where did I put them? Because I sent him the STL files I had made, and the ones I had them all out of whack, and so he tweaked them around and made this for me, which is my logo on a challenge coin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know how clear that came through, but I think it
looks good.
Pretty slick. I was gonna try vapor polishing them with the acetone, because these are PLA. And
I don't know if that'll work with PLA. I think that's ABS.
Well, it definitely works with ABS, but I've been looking into this.
Okay.
They said it'll work. It just takes longer.
Okay.
Because the PLA is more resistant.
Yeah.
So you got to leave it in there like significantly longer before it starts to smooth out. So.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And I've got a spool of Pet G, and I've got some. I've got a couple other different, like when my kid acquired the printer farm, there was a whole bunch of extra stuff in there too. And
I bet so.
Like he sold off most of the filament, but I kept like the cool ones out of the filament.
Yeah.
I got a couple spools of TPU. I got a couple spools of glow in the dark.
Yeah.
I got a couple spools of color change. Just like I went through, I was like, you can sell all that vanilla crap. I want the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I can sell all of it. And I'm like, well, yes, you can, but you told me I could look through it and see what I wanted. So, and we had a few of the printers that were in rougher shape. We broke them down, so I got all kinds of extra stepper motors and stuff now. So I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, yep, this thing falls apart. I'm going to slap it back together and make it work. But yeah, so like I said, so that was kind of cool. Like he definitely took my original idea and made it look good. So now I just got to work on getting the finish a little more clean. And I think that's more a printer issue on my end than anything else, because literally everything I've tried printing has the same weight lines in it. So it doesn't matter what I set the layered thicknesses to or anything. It's still there. So I gotta.
Could be a tensioning issue. You could try tightening the belts a little bit.
Okay, I'll have to take a gander at that. I don't want to over tighten them either, but
no.
I've been the original conversation was because I was having I was probably about a 60% failure rate on prints I was having, because it would print about 2/3 of the print, and then all of a sudden the top third of it would be like half an inch to the left. And it was always half an inch to the left. And it was like, well, it could be a slicer thing. It could be a programming thing. Yeah, I think actually one of the stepper motors was shitting out because...
yeah, that either sounds like the belt was too loose and it slipped on the gear, or it missed a step with the stepper motors. Are you in like a hot room? Or is it AC and everything?
It's climate controlled.
Okay, yeah, because I had that problem for a while over the summer when I was printing in my garage. If the stepper motor would get too hot, and it would like momentarily shut down, but the code would keep going, and then reboot right back up, and it'd just be a little bit to the right or to the left.
Well,
But yeah, I mean,
I could be a little more conscientious. I suppose I could adjust the temperature in here.
I mean, as long as you're inside, like this was, hey, it's 110 degrees in Texas, and I got the
Yeah.
printer in a cardboard box in my garage trying to print nylon.
Yeah, so it's
Um,
definitely I could see how that could overheat.
yeah. But I think just in a regular room, it should be fine. So it might just be like I said, it might just be a bad stepper motor.
Yeah, well,
Might just be
I swapped
overworked
it
and
out
getting
this
too
morning,
hot.
and before I ran these, I swapped it out this morning. And
Yeah.
haven't had any issues yet. I printed a couple different things, and
Good.
haven't, like I said, haven't had any problems yet. So that's
Yeah.
I think that fixed it. It was actually kind of funny. I've had like 2 very significant catastrophic failures in the last like 4 days, where I was actually having a pretty good run of prints coming out solid, nothing going wrong with them. And so, like I said, I was printing out these little different pieces for this model gun. And also, it's a bunch of different shapes. It's a bunch of different patterns. So it's going to put everything through full range of motion is the way my brain works. You know, I got cylinders, I got semi-cylinders, half spheres, these weird column things.
Yeah.
The cylinder off the gun, which, you know, that's this. It turned out pretty not bad, I don't think.
Yeah.
But
Looks good.
did have a couple other questions for you, which
Yeah.
and these are more kind of, these may be kind of weird questions. They're not, I mean, not like weird, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate this would be, but I do have a question for you in terms of when you're like designing the stuff that you make.
Okay.
You ever, is it all just done by CAD and measurement, or like how do you go about doing it? Not that I'm looking for like trade secrets or anything. I'm just
Yeah.
you know, kind of like thinking about things I might want to do and just where to start, you know?
So I start I've got a notebook I just sketch out ideas in. Once I kind of come up with an idea, I'll try and sketch it out, kind of see how I want it to look. I'll see if, there's other stuff similar to it out there, maybe get inspiration or, hey, if I'm selling a magwell, I don't want my magwell to look the exact same as half the other magwells on the market.
Yeah.
But, then what I'll do is I'll try and take, so like, for example, the magwell, take, like crucial measurements, kind of where it would wrap around the, existing magwell of like a mil spec lower, the length, the width, that sort of thing. Hey, where's it going to interfere with the magazine? Where's it not? And then kind of from there, I'll print small parts. So like I'll print the piece just to make sure, hey, my contour matches the contour on a lower, and then from there, kind of scale up, make sure the length is right, make sure the width is right, make sure all the holes line up, and kind of iterate from there. You kind of start small, that way you save time and filament, because it's a lot easier to, hey, print a 3-hour magwell or something, or you can print a 30-minute part to confirm it fits, and then kind of scale up from there. So I kind of try and scale, make tweaks where I need to. Try and write down as many measurements. Like if something works, hey, make a note. This is correct, but this needs to change. Kind of try and keep it as organized as possible.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Like I said, 'cause I'm just kind of thinking like, at some point I may need to make something, and the particularly one thing I don't know how feasible this will be, but like I said, there's so many different kinds of filaments out there. I might be able to find something that will work. But like I've got a couple of pistols that don't really fit like a holster right now. So I'm sitting there going, well, maybe I can come up with a way to make something for it. Or I may just actually be shipping it to B1 to here make me something. Yeah. So
you can do it, but you can definitely print the holster. I've printed a couple of them. Early on, I know there's a guy that I've talked to a few times that actually designs like competition holsters for certain pistols around certain lights. Having a light on a pistol helps a bunch, because like 90% of holsters out there, the contour that actually locks the pistol into the holster is the light, because it's usually the widest part.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that helps a ton, but it can definitely be done.
I'm just it's actually the one I'm talking about is the one I actually won from Harvey's.
Okay.
It's a Great Lakes Firearms Striker 19, which is it's kind of like it takes Glock mags. It's basically a Glock Glock
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
But it's a little beefier body, so
Okay.
it won't fit in a standard Glock mag.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of like universal
Yeah.
mags.
Yeah.
Just they don't seem as secure to me. I could be completely
Mhm.
off the mark. That may just be me being a you know, an old man or something. But I'm just like, I want something that actually fits it right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, Universal can only fit so well. Have
Yeah.
you ever heard of the Black Hawk Omnivore holster?
sounds vaguely familiar.
So it is a universal outside or universal, I guess. Yeah, outside the waistband. Usually competition. Level 3 retention holster, and like I was saying with the light, you buy it based on the light you have, not on the gun. So the one I have specifically will work with any gun, and they say any gun that can accept a Surefire X300, you can put it in that holster, and the retention
And so
locks onto the light, and then you push the thumb release, it releases it. And
And
before
there you
I
go.
got my holster from B1, that was my go-to, and I loved it. Now, I've got it just as an extra holster in case I need one, but I use my holster from B1 now, which is, I love it.
Yeah, I actually that's one of the other things I got to get around to doing it because speaking of B1, I was talking to him a little while back and I asked him if he had anything in a houndstooth pattern, which is just that's what most kitchen checks are that, and I was like that'd be fitting for a chef, and he's kinda like no, but maybe I can order sheets, and I'm like well here let me send you a mock up so you can see what it would look like, and I haven't gotten around to doing it yet because
if you can get him a photo, he can turn it into a Kydex. He's actually he's making a ton of orders, which is great, but he's going to be doing a holster for me here soon. Obviously, I'm a big Desert Tiger Stripe fan, so he's got a Desert Tiger Stripe pattern with the Tex Tac logo on it.
nice.
That's going to be my new EDC holster every day once I get that in. But
That's cool.
if you can get him a photo, he can get it into a Kydex, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. That was going to be my initial purchase from him. Once I said like when I start doing community purchases, I'm like, you're going to make me a holster for this weird shaped gun I got.
Yep.
And the thing is too, I've taken it to the range. I love the way it shoots.
Mm-hmm.
The thing's just a friggin' hole puncher. It shoots flat. It shoots straight. It got great groupings out of it. I mean, I got barely. I mean, it's a 9, but so it's not going to really kick. But even for a 9mm, it's got a ported barrel, so it barely kicks at all. I mean, it's like I said, the thing's a hole puncher. I love it, and but unfortunately, it's kind of awkward to carry at the moment. So,
I bet so.
Because I was talking to my wife about it, and I've got a couple other holsters where I was like, this might fit. This would fit.
Mm-hmm. This can almost squeeze it in, but not quite.
Almost get it in there, but I don't want to force it. And like, so I've got a couple of leather holsters, and I'm like, if I got this wet, I could stretch it. But on the other hand, I don't want to do that. Because my leather holsters actually came from my dad.
Definitely don't want to mess with.
Well,
those.
I mean, just because it's not like he's gone. He's still around. He's still kicking.
Yeah.
My dad took a really. My dad and I have a lot in common in terms of like eclectic interests.
Yeah.
One of my dad's hobbies also started doing leather work. For the motorcycle group he rode with, and he would sew patches onto vests, fix saddlebags. He fixed my riding boots because they had a big slice down the front, so he repaired those, and he would make custom holsters because my dad is also a large fan of firearms as well. So so I've got a custom made shoulder rig for my EDC, which is really nice. I've got a couple of smaller. I've got a leather holster for. I've got a. The first handgun I bought when I turned 21, my birthday present to myself was a 44 Magnum with a 9-inch barrel, which is just stupid big, And
you're telling me you didn't conceal carry that?
No, I mean, I carried it. I never concealed it.
Yeah,
but
throw a light note, a red dot on that, and you're blending right in.
Oh yeah, but it's a Taurus Raging Bull, which I don't know if you're familiar with that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
But
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's got that 3-inch barrel profile on it, so it's like, yeah, no, you weren't finding stock holsters for that anywhere.
No one's making a holster for
Yeah,
that.
no, that's you. You didn't buy that with any intention of ever carrying it anywhere. And my dad made a holster for it in terms
Yeah.
of that. But those are the leather holsters I have here are all ones he made for me. My motorcycle's up at his house because I was griping about something else because I was trying to buy a motorcycle from a guy down here. And we kind of, he was selling it on Facebook. It needed a lot of work. And he was like, yeah, you know, $500. And I was like, you know what? I can justify $500. It's going to take me another fucking 300 to get it running, but okay. And then I got there and he was like, you know what? I decided this is worth more than what we agreed on. I need 700. And I'm like, no. I have to trailer this thing back to my house because it's not running. I'm not giving you $700 for a motorcycle that doesn't run. And so we were going back and forth and I left and it happened. My dad called and I was bitching about it. He's like, oh, well, you got a motorcycle. And I'm like, no, you keep telling me those motorcycles are my inheritance. And that means you have to be dead for me to come get them. And he goes, yeah, you might have to come get them pretty soon. And I'm like, don't say that, old man. You're not funny.
Yeah.
You're not that old. And he's like, well, no, it's not that. He's just my friggin' hips bothering me. I can't get my leg over it anymore. You might as well just come get it now. And I was like, well, when you put it like that, as long as you're not planning on dying, I'm like,
yeah, I can do that.
If you're not going to die on me, I'll come get it. You know, the one that is like, yeah, this one is definitely your inheritance bike. It's a Road King, and it's a former Chicago Police Department interceptor bike.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's still got the police medallions on the air cleaners and stuff. And
oh, that's cool.
so he's like, yeah, here, you know, let's get your bike out here. You know, he fires it up, and you know, I'm like, yeah, I don't have a trailer, pops. And he's like, oh, well, you know, you can take my trailer. And we go to take his trailer, and one of the welds on it was popped. And I'm like, well, that's not safe. And he goes, I'll get it fixed. And he's like, well, you know, I mean, suppose if you want to take it. I'm like, Dad, I haven't ridden in like 7 or 8 years. Just because like I said, I don't have a bike right now. And like, I haven't ridden in years. I can't ride from northern Wisconsin to central Illinois. I will be paralyzed for a week. And he was just kind of like, yeah, that's fair. He says, I'll get the trailer fixed. You can come back and get it.
Yeah.
But, so he comes wheeling this thing out, and there is a friggin' holster attached to the frame, custom made to hold a shockwave. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
What the hell is this, Dad? He goes, oh, that's for the shotgun. I'm like, you know, well, I could take the holster off. I'm like, no, the holster's badass. It looks wicked on there. But I don't have a shotgun that'll fit in that because I don't have a shockwave.
Yeah.
So, so I'm going to have to go out and buy a shockwave now. At least
seems like a good excuse to buy a shockwave.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least that's how I'm going to explain it to my wife. Yeah. Although I was looking at it, and I think I could actually fit like a lever action, kind of like they did in the Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I could get a leather action with a sawed off stock on it, I could do that and put that in there. That would work. I'd have to look into the legality of that because I'm not sure where Illinois stands on, you know, lever action shotguns with the stock sawed off.
Hey, $0 tax stamp.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could. I would have been registering so much stuff if I didn't live in Illinois.
Yeah, I've been registering quite a bit. I've got 4 suppressors done, waiting on like 6 more and another SBR. So
there you go. Yes,
got a couple of them finished up right here.
Very nice.
So
get that common
nice
usage proven.
Hey, that's the goal.
I mean,
that's the goal.
And that's the thing that especially the suppressor thing drives me nuts. I'm not a huge fan of the whole SBR ban here in Illinois, but the suppressor thing drives me crazy because the logic behind it is so stupid. Like,
makes no sense.
Well, then it makes guns deadlier. No, it doesn't. It protects your hearing. I like being able to hear.
I do too.
I mean, my EDC right now has subsonics in it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to go deaf. I already have enough tinnitus. I don't need extra.
Yeah.
And
We're just trying to protect the ears.
Exactly.
That's the goal.
And I actually got in that argument with somebody here locally because they're very much they don't give me too much flack about the fact that they know I have a gun on me pretty much every time they talk to me, because they're they very much go the other direction in terms of most of their politics. We're still civil to each other. We're still nice to each other, but something came up and guy literally asked me, "Well, what do you think about this? You're a gun guy. What do you think about this tax stamp stuff?" And I was like, "This is just further goes to prove why that this stuff shouldn't be regulated in the first place. Because without the tax, there's no reason for that registry to exist."
Yeah. So you're telling me I could face, $250,000 and 10 years in jail for not filling out this one form when there's no tax actually to be paid on it? It's like at that point, then what's the point of the form?
Yeah, the point of the form is to keep track of who's got what. That's it, which is
unconstitutional. Exactly.
But yeah, he was asking me all these questions. Well, what do you think about this? I'm like, I think it's irrelevant to us because we live in Illinois, and I can't have a suppressor. I can't have an SBR, whether I pay this tax stamp or not.
Yeah,
I still can't have it, so it's kind of a moot point. If that wasn't the case, I would have been registering potatoes, and I would have anything I could thread onto a barrel. I would have registered, just because I probably would have registered the neighbor's Chihuahua just because I hate that dog because it's mean.
I'm waiting on like 7 approvals to come back, and once they come back, I'm gonna get the cans, like a monster can, like an energy drink.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get 7 or 8 different colors, and each one of them is gonna be a different suppressor. Once I can get approval back on it. So it's like, hey, pick your color of the rainbow and
yep. Here you
throw it
go.
on the gun. There you go.
I would. Like I said, my one hope is a couple of the guys from downstate, because Illinois is kind of funny. It's really only a blue couple of counties, really. I mean,
yeah.
And
I feel like that's how a lot of the blue states are.
Yeah, you get
California, you get out of LA, San Francisco, San Diego, and it's farmers.
It's
and
farmers.
Then same with New York.
Yeah,
you got New York City, you got Buffalo, all that stuff, and then
it's a bunch of just average people that are sane.
Yeah.
But we got a couple of downstate reps that are fighting back against the suppressor ban, and they're still. I keep hoping they'll get a ruling on the assault weapons ban that they have here, because my biggest argument against it in terms of when I talk to people locally was, that amnesty period where they said you can register the ones you have, but you don't have to. But after that, you're not going to be able to buy them anymore. And they got, I want to say it's like a 0.5 percentage point. I mean, I think they only got something like 1,500 or 1,600 registrations across the entire state. When there's like the estimate was something like 1.2 million AR style weapons in common possession in the area. So they got like I said, like less than 0.5% of them got registered. A lot of them went to go live in sanctuary states, but
that's like the pistol braces back when they were doing all that. It's like, almost no one registered those.
Yeah, and it's to me at least, I'm like, it's frustrating because like I said, I've got the whole. This is where I live. This is where I'll be for the foreseeable future because reasons. But, but it's like, these are things to anybody that actually knows what they're talking about. Go, that's dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
A can doesn't make a gun deadlier. It doesn't make it more dangerous. And they're like, well, it makes it harder for the police to tell where the shots are coming from.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it.
Have you ever shot with someone with a suppressor? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it really
doesn't. All
doesn't.
it does, it just makes it more enjoyable to shoot. That's it. That's all they actually do.
It just makes it where instead of being a really loud noise, it's a kind of loud noise.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to explain to my neighbor. I'm like, it would be the difference between a gunshot, which we will still hear around where I live. Like, I live a few blocks away from a river and a few blocks away from a park that has a hunting area. So in season, you can hear them shooting at geese. You can hear them shooting at ducks. You can hear them shooting at deer.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, there's a local farmer a few blocks down the road that he fucking picks off coyotes because they're get bounties on them and shit because there's way too many of them. They need to cull them every year here. So it's not like gunshots are an unheard of thing around where I live, but there's enough people that have come out this way from the city that are like I said, my neighbor, very liberal guy, does not know what the hell he's talking about. I mean, at least we can still be civil to each other, but it's like, yeah, no, it's not like in the movies. It doesn't make it go. I suppose if you're shooting a subsonic 22 with a really, really, really big can on it, you can get it pretty quiet. But you're not going to conceal that real easily. I mean, it's not.
No, for 90% of use cases, 95% of use cases, it's just going to make it more enjoyable to shoot. And Hollywood is, whether that's intentional or not, Hollywood has done nothing to help the cause and the arguments. But.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's like I said, that's the thing too. I mean, like I said, I carry subsonic loads in my EDC. Well, for the most part, I should say. I do carry one mag of hardball just because, just in case. I mean,
yeah, you never know.
You never know what the situation's gonna lead to. And for the longest time, where I was working right next to Chicago, I was like, I may run into a bunch of assholes that are gonna cause trouble, and I may have to shoot through a car door.
Yeah.
And, you can't do that with subsonic hollow points. They're just going to splatter on it. So I do have one mag of just standard full load, 129 grain, just full metal jackets, just in case. But that one, like I said, it basically only goes in the car with me. So
yeah. He seems like he's getting a little restless. You mentioned you had a couple more questions?
Yeah, I did. Okay, now another one, and this again goes into the 3D design stuff. Is have you messed around with those 3D scanners?
I have not, but I have a buddy that lives near me that has one that I'm actually planning to do some stuff with here soon. But I've wanted to. I've never actually been able to get my hands on one.
Okay, that's cool. I'm just curious because And then my other question actually ties into him.
Okay.
So with the logo and everything, is that like, because I've seen pictures of your stuff online and everything. Are you doing that with like laser etching or just changing the filament colors in the print?
Which item are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I've seen it on the mags, obviously.
So the magazines are actually done by Rougarou Firearms.
Okay.
He's based out of Baton Rouge, but he actually he did these DACA cans for me.
Yeah,
and he did too. Yeah, he did the magazines.
Okay.
Everything else, like all of our 3D printed stuff, I model it into the actual model itself. Okay, yeah. And so it 3D prints as like an indention.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was more just a curiosity thing because I'm looking at it going, is that engraved or indented or just
I emboss it whenever I'm modeling the items. Like I just design it in there with it. So
okay, well that's cool. Where can everybody find you?
So we are on
and all that stuff will go in the show notes when I put everything.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're on right now Twitter and Instagram at Tex Tac Designs, TEXTAC Designs. We're also same username on YouTube. We don't have anything up yet, but we're working on getting a channel going. And then website textacdesigns.com. That's where you can find all of our stuff. And then if you don't mind, we've got a good friend, one of the guys part of AGA, Lano Rifleman. He makes patches, kind of does some leather laser work. His dog needs I've posted about it a few times. His dog needs some pretty expensive surgery.
I've been trying to repost it on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot I can kick in on it, so it's like I'm trying to get the word out there because that's a shame.
Yeah. Getting the word out any way we can helps. Yeah. It's givesendgo.com/Lano, LLANO is his donation link. And anything that can help, even if people can just share it, get the word out. I think we're almost 10% to the goal, but
Yeah.
his dog's having a real hard time walking, and we don't, we want him to be able to keep his furry friend around for a while. I mean, just any sharing and publicity we can get to it.
I'm going to do that
great.
too. Thanks for taking time out of your day to talk to me, man. I appreciate it. It was good meeting you in the face to face. Can't say in the flesh; it don't really work, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on.
Good to put a face with the name, and like I said, thanks for coming on. Thanks for chatting with me, and